Hi, I'm Ashish Kulkarni and I'm the co-founder of Eternity E-Learning LLP. And today I will be talking about an important topic. The topic is fear of failure or fear of failure to meet expectations. Now the reason why this is important because this topic, the fear of failure affects both students who are strong in their academics and weak in their academics. How is that? So basically, think about it. If you are very weak in a subject, then you are always afraid that, am I going to pass this time in the exam? Or will my mark be so low that, people will make fun of me because I'm not doing that well in class? So that can be one approach. Second, how would it affect a strong student? It can be that, in the last two exams, I came first. So I am now getting a reputation that I'm really smart and I really do, I really do good in my exams. And so my teachers want me to, or my parents want me to come first in class all the time. And now I am afraid that I will not be able to meet that expectation. I'll be failing to meet that expectation of topping the class all the time. So any student can face this, and this video generally talks about the strategies of how to deal with that failure and how to overcome it so that you can actually use it in your favor. So the first thing I would like to say is that a slight amount of fear is not a bad thing. It's probably a good thing in the short term. If you know how to process it, if you know how to handle it and how to work with it, then a slight amount of fear is not a bad thing. Because generally a fear of anything tells you that, okay, I might not be, there's a discrepancy in what I expect I want from myself, or what other people want from myself, and where I am. And it's generally an indication that, okay, you might have to think about what your strategy is. Okay, so the problem occurs when you don't deal with the fear and try to hide it, and over a period of time you try to keep expectation, try to meeting those expectation of trying not to fail in a class or trying to always top the class. And what happens as a result is that you end up becoming more afraid of failing than being able to put effort into the task so that you can solve the actual problem and overcome it. So let me give you some kind of strategies of how you would deal with this kind of a failure, and how would you make it such fear of failure, and how would you make it such that you're not paralyzed by it, but actually you use it to your advantage. The first thing that you have to look at, there will be three things I'll be talking about. And the first thing you have to look at is who is setting those expectations for you. So what do I mean by that? So suppose you are, say, a topper, okay, a person who always gets really good marks, really tops the class, and now your parents have been saying, you do really well, okay, I think in the next exam also, if you do well, then I will give you this kind of a gift, or some kind of a bribing, okay, you do well and you will get this bicycle that you're looking for, or this new PS, like PlayStation, or anything that you are asking for, you will get if you top the class. And now after some time, that's the expectation. You're always doing well. Maybe that's the same with your teachers. What I would say is that you have to know, is that target set by you? Is that what you want? Is that what you want to be known as? If that is the case, yes, okay, if you want to be the topper, if you like that, then that's great. Why? Because your expectations are aligning with the expectations of others. The problem is if that is not what you want. And the reason for that is that if your internal expectations don't align with external expectations of other people with you, then that is where the problem is, and that is the first problem that needs to be addressed. So So say the expectations are by your parents or well-wishers, who want you to do good in life, who want you to do good in studies. They say that I want you to top the class because you have the potential in you. Now, suppose that is not what you want. The first thing to do is make sure that there is communication between your parents or whoever is setting this goal for you, maybe your teachers, to make sure that you and them are in the same page, so that now everybody knows, all your well-wishers know what is it that you're striving for. Because if there is no communication and the expectations don't align, the effort from inside you will not come out. So making sure that the person who is setting the expectation is always you, and if that is not you and that doesn't match with what you want, then making sure that you use communication to fill in the gap so that everybody is on the same page is the first step to tackle who is setting the expectation. And the thumb rule is, it has to be always coming from inside. It has to always align with your goals, your aspirations. The second question is, what are your expectations? Okay, say your expectations are, oh, I want to top the class, or oh, I don't want to fail. Now that is something that needs to be worked on, because topping the class is not something that is measurable in a reliable way. And you would say, oh, why not? I either top the class or I don't top the class. Yes, but it actually doesn't tell you whether you top the class because you did well or if others did poorly, or if the questions were, better studied by you and not by others, or are you actually improving. So what needs to be your goal is, if it can, your expectation is, if it can fit, if it can be converted into a goal that fits into the SMART goal category. And I have made a separate video on it. SMART goal stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So if you want to know more about it, there is a separate video on that I have made, and it will really help you. But I would really recommend looking into that, because if you are not able to convert your expectations into something that is measurable and attainable, then you are most likely going to have an uphill battle, and you're not going to be able to, you're going to have a lot of problems in trying to achieve it, because you're not specifically set about what you want. Once you know what you want, once you know how much effort it needs, then you can make a plan around it. And so making sure that your expectations can be converted into SMART goals, so that you can work on it confidently and break it down into smaller chunks to make it easy for you to achieve it. So that's the second part. The third part that you have to look at is, after you have looked at the first two and set SMART goals, you have to know what are the roadblocks, what is in the way of you getting towards your goal or meeting your expectation. And that is a thing that you focus on. That is a thing, because once you focus on that, then you will actually start clearing the hurdles, and you will see that you are actually meeting your goal, and the fear will now get converted into confidence. So these are steps, and this also applies to people who are doing poorly in their studies. And the same steps apply about making sure that the drive to do well comes from inside you. If not, then you make sure that you talk to your teachers, parents, well-wishers to make sure that their expectations for you match with your expectations. The second thing is, you're able to set SMART goals so that your poor performance is converted into measurable aspects which you can improve. And the last thing is looking at the roadblocks. What is the reason why you are not performing well in your studies, and how you can improve. So all of these apply to both students who are weak in their academics and who are actually doing really well and want to do better. And so these are the 3 points, and the main objective of this video is giving you a path from that fear to something tangible. Fear to making sure your expectations align, to making sure your expectations are SMART and they're broken down into parts, so that your focus is not on the fear but on something tangible. That is the path that you have to take, and the steps in the video will help you to take that path. So that is all that I have to say about this. I would really like to know what you think about this. If these steps help you, I would really, or if you benefit out of them, or if you want to add your own thoughts of how I can better convey this message, I would really love to hear from you. But till then, thanks a lot for listening to me, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.